There we go. We're live. Broadcasting from an undisclosed location somewhere in Tigertown, USA. This is episode 5 of Fallout Shelter. Today I have Shawn Gerber, Rare Air Fitness, and we're going to talk triathlon today. So, as far as personal coaches go, Shawn's the guy. So, tell us a little bit about what you offer as far as training. Is it more of a one-on-one, or do you do group, or how do you train?
I do a lot of different things, and I'm not just limited to triathlon. I do some personal training as well, but I'll speak to the coaching side of things first. I do endurance coaching. It's not just triathlon; it's every discipline in there. So I coach runners, I coach swimmers, and I coach cyclists, whether that's mountain or road. A lot of what I do is monthly, where I'm doing very individualized training plans, and that can be as detailed as we want to get, whether it's like we're updating it weekly and based on your personal schedule, or I just drop a month in at a time and we go from there and have different levels of feedback throughout the process, whether that's phone calls or in person. It kind of depends, but I can do it all remotely if I want to. I have clients that aren't even in the state.
Sure.
I've worked with people in California before. I do one-on-one type of stuff as well, like bike fittings and swim lessons, or I'll go do video analysis where I watch you swim, cut the video together, and do voiceover and notes and walk through all the different little pieces of your technique. Can do that with running. I can do that with cycling.
Yeah.
I can do it with all those things. So.
On your site, it says that you're ACSM certified. What all does that cover as far as
That's on
certification?
That's on the personal training side of things. ACSM is American College of Sports Medicine. They're probably one of the top 3 governing bodies that issues certifications for personal trainers.
Okay.
So that's my cert for personal training.
USA Triathlon Level 1 certification?
That's my coaching certification.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's through the actual governing body.
So that's through the USAT?
Yep.
Okay, and Precision Nutrition Level 1?
And that is a sports, it's geared towards sports nutrition specifically, but it's also towards everyday
overall health,
helping people work on habits that help them lose weight or attain their health goals.
Sure. Yeah. So do most people, when they come to you, do they ask for all of that in one, or do they just ask for one specific thing? Or
I get a lot of people who come. I kind of have 2 different routes that people go. It's usually the weight loss fitness crowd that want to improve how they look and feel, and work on how they're eating and maybe like get a little stronger, look a little bit better. Then I have the endurance crowd that wants specific coaching. There are 2 different groups of people, really. I'd say I do a lot of the nutrition coaching with the personal training because those results don't come. You can't out-exercise a bad diet. So
I was going to say you can't outrun a fork.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
And the nutrition side, I tend to roll that into my. It depends. I try to meet people where they're at. So if my clients are really into it and want to do that on the coaching side, I definitely integrate it in.
Gotcha. Do you compete and participate in triathlon yourself?
I do. I've done a lot in the past. I've successfully completed 2 Ironmans, and I do have a goal of getting to Kona, qualify for Kona at some point, which is the World Championships. But it does take a lot of time.
As an age group or pro card?
Getting a pro card is very difficult.
Right.
As an age grouper.
As an age grouper?
Yeah.
So in the 2 Ironman distance, cover the distance first.
Okay. It's swim, bike, run for all your standard triathlons. In Ironman, it's a 2.4 mile swim, which I would say on average takes people about an hour and a half.
Right.
To an hour somewhere. Then you're on the bike for 112 miles. That varies widely.
Right.
And then you run a marathon, so 26.2 miles. And that's all sequentially in the same day. So
right.
So average finish time is about 14 and a half hours across all age groups and different things.
Right. And for me, that's a bucket list item. I have 2. I've got the Ironman distance, and I've got hiking the AT from Georgia to Maine.
Ooh,
I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty...
I don't know how I'd pull that one off, but I would like to do it.
Right. As far as prep time for an Ironman, what are you looking at for?
Bare minimum, you're looking at about 4 to 5 months. 4 to 5. I would say the first one I did, I probably trained for 2 to 3 months just training to train, so I could handle the starting point of the actual training plan.
That kind of volume.
Yeah, and volume-wise, like once you're in, typically you look at about 16 to 18 weeks for a plan to ramp up to the race. You're looking at anywhere between 15 to 21, 22 hours a week for an age grouper. Pros are probably pushing 25, 30 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's having a full-time job as well.
Yeah.
So making it all fit in.
Making it all jive. And that's something that I really make a point of, and I think that sets my brand apart, is that I really do try to work in my coaching with the athletes. I try to acknowledge that, they're regular people that have jobs, careers, kids, things. And I try to make training fit around life as much as possible, as opposed to the other way around.
Right. So, which would be more of a realistic goal? Let's say, take somebody for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm in my mid-40s. Mm-hmm. My goal would be to do a sub-12-hour Ironman. If somebody comes to you, is that something that's realistic first?
I ask a lot of questions.
Right.
It kind of depends on the background. Like, you have a fairly strong cycling background, which that is the meat of the race. Like, if you're looking at a 12-hour finish, you're probably going to be somewhere between the 5.5, 6 hour time on the bikes. That's half of your race.
Right.
So that goes a long way. You kind of look at age in the sport and how long people have been doing different pieces. Like, if you're brand new to swimming and you don't know how to swim.
I was going to say, I don't think I'll ever drown, but swimming for time, that's an art. That's not a discipline. To me, there are people that are just naturally good at it.
Yeah, it's like golf. There's a lot of, you can screw up in 3 dimensions. So there's a lot that goes into getting that right. Whereas on a bike, you're fixed to a seat and to some handlebars, and all you're really moving are your legs. The art there is getting yourself fit to the bike so you're moving properly more than it is pedaling correctly. And there is some technique to pedaling correctly, but not nearly as much as free floating in water, where you can screw up in every direction. So.
Sure. Of the 3 disciplines, which one is most underrated, and which one do people usually emphasize or put too much emphasis on?
I would say, people probably don't emphasize the run enough. If I would have to pick one.
Right.
Lance Armstrong, I know he's loved and hated by people across the world. He once said, the bike is for the show, the run is for the dough.
Right.
I think that's absolutely true.
Absolutely.
Especially in Ironman.
Right. And something along the same, the people that I've talked to that have trained for it, they said you can always walk,
Right.
and I don't want to walk.
Right.
I want to go. I want to go for the dough. I want that strong finish. I want to be able to, make it
Right.
a strong finish. But the run, I could see where, because it would be so easy, like especially if you're cramping up or it's starting to hurt, just stop, just walk.
I think that's the most underrated piece. Is not the actual sports,
but the
themselves, but the nutrition and the mental piece.
Right.
That's a whole separate aspect. When you start stretching something out past 3 to 4 hours, the hydration and the nutrition becomes so important,
right.
Especially if it's hot.
Yeah. Where did you do your 2 Ironman at?
I did the first one. It wasn't an official Ironman branded race. It was a Cedar Point Rev 3. No, it was Rev 3.
Rev 3?
Up at Cedar Point in Sandusky. That was my first. And then the second one was Ironman Louisville.
That's the one I was looking at doing. What's the swim like as far as?
Not bad. I mean, the water's disgusting, but
that's kind of where I was going, because I've heard that swimming there is not very pleasant.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, and it's once you go about a third of the swim is upstream, and then you turn and kind of come with the current. I don't know how much that current helps. I know I got out of the water and I looked at my watch and was like, I didn't swim that fast. There's no way.
Right.
But,
right.
But yeah, I guess it helps. I know they slow the current down a little bit.
Yeah.
But
so, you also have the time trial that you started. What was that, last year? Out of the church?
That was 2 or 3 years ago, actually.
Are you going to continue doing that?
Not on Thursday nights. We're doing a separate race in West Salem. They changed the name of it. I can't remember. I remember the acronym, which is totally inappropriate. But it is in. I wish I had the dates. There's one in July and one in August.
Okay.
On a Saturday, and it'll be a 20K and a 40K.
Kind of like the
chip timed.
The one that we did at the end.
Yeah.
Leaving from the.
Yeah, but we're gonna actually chip time this one, so it's gonna be kind of a step up, and it's from downtown it's from inside of West Salem, and we're going out as opposed to out of the church where we did it.
Okay. Do you have that actual date set yet? Etched in stone?
I do. I'd have to look it up though. Okay. I can do that.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot.
Do you have people that experience overtraining a lot? That get in the mindset of, let's say for some reason their job got in the way and they missed day X, Y, and Z, and they try to make up for it and end up going too much, too hard, too short period of time.
I kind of pride myself on making sure I keep tabs on people. I've had clients that are more that way and they want to make everything up, but that's part of my job is to make sure that they don't overtrain and don't get injured. And I pride myself on keeping my athletes as injury free as possible and as sane and healthy as possible while pushing an envelope. So yeah, I've seen it, but I'm very mindful. I know what it feels like, so I try to pull people back. It's not a fun place to be.
Just your garden variety time trial guy. Now, how about let's not do time trial. Running. Say they do 5 and 10K.
Mm-hmm.
How many days a week should they run average?
How old are they?
We'll say 35 to 45.
And they're looking to go. What are their goals?
Let's say they haven't done it before. That they're just starting and they're average weight, average build. They're not overweight. They're not looking to do it to lose weight. It's just something they want to do.
Okay. If they're just getting into it and they're that age, normal weight, no injuries, I would say probably about 4 days a week, you're going to do a really progressive, gradual progression.
Sure.
Where you're not being too aggressive. And it depends. If they're coming off a couch, you should probably start mixing walking and running, and then progress to continual bouts of running.
So
and that'll probably grow to 5 days. It depends on how much they want to do. 5 days a week is probably where you want to end up if you're trying to perform well.
Okay.
For just running.
Lost what I was going to say. Damn.
I can come back to the dates real quick.
The dates. The dates for the time trial.
June 10th.
June 10th.
July 22nd.
July 22nd. And that'll be out of West Salem or Congress?
West Salem.
West Salem?
Yeah, it's called the Old Schoolhouse Initiative Time Trial.
And you'll be doing both 20 and 40K at both of those?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and registration will be available online here shortly, so I can share a link as soon as that's up.
And that'll be timing chip and.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you running this, or is somebody else working with you on it, or
Dale Kleinicht and Dick Wiley are probably spearheading it more than I am, giving them a little bit of guidance on the side.
Maybe before, probably sometime soon, probably mid-May, have the three of you on and discuss the specifics of it and the course. I think once the weather changes, people are going to be back on those quick. And right now it's cold out, they don't even want to think about time trial.
Motivation is just right now. I get it.
So if we go to your website, it's rareairfitness.com.
That is, I actually have two. Rare Air Fitness is the coaching side, and then ShawnGerber.com is where I do my personal training details. And
is there a certain types of rates, or can you mix match? Do you have to buy one specific package for, say, triathlon, or one for runners specific, or
no? I'll break down I'll talk just to the coaching piece for right now. I have right now. I'm probably going to change these middle of the year a little bit to reflect the market, but kind of have three different tiers for the coaching. It's a monthly pack. It renews monthly. I don't require a contract or anything. Although I'm certainly happy to offer a discount if you buy 6 months in a package. But it kind of starts out at a basic plan of about $100 a month.
Okay.
Most of my people are on what I call the premium plan, which is a lot of communication. I don't include nutrition in that package.
Right.
But that's checking in on them regularly, updating their account as needed, doing a lot of workout analysis if they need it. That's at $150 a month, and then at $250 a month we roll in the nutrition, and that's where I'm meeting with them 2 to 3 times a month in person if I can, to do body composition and talk through daily nutrition, race nutrition, hydration, different strategies. So and then you can pair that with any of I do like $45 an hour for in-person rates.
Sure. So. Gotcha. So it's not like a membership to the Y where you just pay for 1 month and you can fine tune and
and
tweak.
I also do just if you want me to hand off create a plan that's individualized and hand it to you.
Right.
I'll do that. I kind of do that by request and give you a quote before we do anything, and it kind of depends on what you want and how many months it's going to span and how intricate it'll be. But yeah, I make that. I can just hand it off, and it's more of a one-time expense. You're done. You're out the door. I'll probably follow up with you at the end of the plan and see how things went.
We have a question in the comment section. The guy that I had on last night, he does concealed carry defensive handgun.
Yeah.
He said, "Are you willing to swap personal training for firearms training?"
I don't have any guns, but yeah.
Well, there you go, Brian. He's willing to trade off. That's another reason I'm starting to move towards wanting to do it live. if there's something I don't think of, people can, like I said, there's about a 10-second delay.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
no, I do some bartering.
Okay.
Sure.
Brian's probably one of the better guys in the area as far as I would say weapons training, handgun, personal defense, that type of thing. Anyway, man, I did it again. Brain skip. Anyway, we're probably going to be, I think, doing one with Dale and Dick Wiley, specific to the time trial, doing some type of promotional type video so people know the time and what time was that on the 10th and the 22nd?
I believe 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay. I'll try and put all that in the comments. I remember to. Let's see. There's a lot going on here.
I should mention on the coaching side, I'm going to start offering real basic free plans for people to try out too and get familiar with Woodoo. Woodoo is actually probably the race that I'm more well known for in Worcester.
Yeah.
It's the duathlon on May 13th. So,
I usually we'll try to start my season at Hinckley.
Yeah.
The
Buzzard.
Yeah, and for those that haven't tried it, have you done the Hinckley course?
I have not. It's laps, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You're either going uphill or downhill.
Yeah.
And if you're not I don't care about uphill. People think, man, you're running uphill, and wait till you go down.
Oh, yeah.
If you have
especially if you're tired.
Right. If you have bad mechanics, it hurts. It's not pleasant. But what date did you say that was?
That's May 13th.
May 13th.
10 a.m. And that's a Saturday.
And where's that at? In Worcester?
That's in Worcester. It's out of Oak Hill Park. I'm not sure what the actual street address, but that's off of Oak Hill Road.
And that's just standard short course?
It's essentially
like a 3:15.3 type setup, or?
No, it's actually about a mile and a half.
Okay.
For the first leg, and then about 13 and a half miles on the bike, and then a 5K. Right. So it's not standard, but it's close. Right. I'd call it a sprint.
Yeah, sprint distance. Gotcha. Touch on that. Okay, I think we have covered it. Do you have anything else that you want to share before we?
I'll just touch on the personal training side real quick.
Sure.
I do packages there, very similar. Like it's $45 an hour, but I package it in three 6 and 12 month packages. Almost exclusively at this point, because it is a lifestyle change with most people.
Right. I was gonna say you can't build it in a day.
Yeah, so I kind of expect I package it that way because it is a commitment. It's not going to happen in 21 days or anything that you see out there. And again, I have an online component where I'm able to work with people remotely if it's necessary. I can pair that in with traditional in-person sessions.
Right.
I go to people. That's kind of been my branding there. I go to their home or to their gym or in a park, wherever their office if they need to. So I'm a mobile personal trainer.
Gotcha.
Did a lot of that in Worcester, and I'm starting to bring that to Massillon and Canton now.
Okay. So being that it's after the first year, if let's say a couple came to you, do you offer the same type of thing or would it be more individual? Would you do a separate plan for each, or would you just sort of lump them together?
Depends on what they want. I am currently working with probably 4 or 5 couples.
Right.
They're each a little bit different in what they need.
Okay.
But we kind of go. Some of them are separate. Some of them are together.
Right.
It really depends on the personalities and the level of accountability that each needs. But I kind of interview both and we figure out what package works best. And I just started with a couple over in Ashland. It's a three times a week package, but they're sharing it as a couple. If that makes sense.
Right.
And then I kind of roll in the online coaching for the one lady because I'm going to meet her once a week, and she just needs some FaceTime and then a plan, because she likes, if she's not following her plan, she'll feel bad about it enough on her own.
Right. So she's wired.
She's more wired that way, where her husband actually needs more of a
nudge,
FaceTime and a nudge, and somebody to show up
right
each morning to go do that workout with him and get him out of bed. So
right.
Yeah, I kind of work those packages to meet the need. If that makes sense. So.
And you're not specific to any one sport, or you do?
Nope.
You
nope.
do actually.
That's more general health. And
do you have baseball players by chance?
I haven't worked with any baseball players yet.
I know somebody that has 2 sons that might be right up your alley. But damn, man, it's good coffee today. All right. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
You good? All right. We're probably going to try and we'll do that again maybe mid-May.
Yeah.
Trying to do something as far as the time trial series goes. But I want to thank everybody for checking in. It's been a pleasure having you on. We are... Wait a second. We got one more.
Oh, yeah, you got to check these comments before we log off.
I was going to say, it's tough, too, because there's like... oh, mercy. This goes to Brian. Brian, all of his certs and what he offers was at the beginning. When we're done here going live, it should be up on YouTube and probably, let's see.
They're all up on my website too, if you want to check them out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link. That way you can link the show to that.
Perfect.
That's a half hour. It's probably going to be up in about an hour and a half. So, if you don't have anything else, we're going to wrap this up. Until next time, stay sharp, keep a tight shot group, and rock on.